Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Poetry Times with your host, Martin Gray. I am in the middle of moving house, so I apologise for the state of my wallpaper, which is going, the door, and just generally my face. Anyway, coming up on the show today, we have 4 bits of poetry submission news. But before that, we are going to look at several new collections from Northwestern University Press, who are based just north of Chicago in the USA, right on Lake Michigan, in fact. And first up is The History of Intimacy by South African poet Gabeda Baderoon. And apologies if that's a bad pronunciation. The History of Intimacy is her award-winning 4th collection and is described as a tender, tangled account of the heady days of South Africa following Nelson Mandela's release from prison. It has been described by world literature today as with subjects ranging from the hidden tableaus of her personal history to the meaning and value of poetry. Baderoon's verses invite the reader to join her on an exploration of history, culture, and the universal qualities of the subjective experience. The History of Intimacy was released in June 2021. It's 80 pages long and costs $16 for the paperback. Also released in June 2021 was What Water Knows by Jacqueline Jones Lamon. What Water Knows is Jacqueline's 3rd collection and follows her 2 previously award-winning collections, Last Seen and Gravity USA. It has been described as showing the elements of life that both unite us and create our greatest distances, transporting the reader from drought to drowning, from the transatlantic Middle Passage to the breaking of water, from water wielded as a weapon to use as a reward. Lamon offers a labyrinth to understanding how we are all connected through vibrant, searing images depicting the core of racism, betrayal, addiction, loss, climate change, and the ever-changing world in which we live. What Water Knows is available now. It's 104 pages long and comes as an ebook or paperback for $17 US. And finally, from Northwestern University Press, we have The Monster I Am Today, Leontyne Price and a Life in Verse by the New Orleans-born writer and musician Kevin Simmonds. The Monster I Am Today is Kevin's 3rd poetry collection and is all about Leontyne Price, who was the first African-American to become one of the 20th century's most revered opera singers. The book, and I quote, "In movements encompassing poetry and prose, writer and musician Kevin Simmonds explores Price as an icon, a diva, a woman, and a patriot, and himself as a fan, a budding singer, and a gay man, through passages that move polyphonically through the contested spaces of Black identity, Black sound, Black sensibility, and Black history." The Monster I Am Today will be released later in July 2021. It's a whopping 184 pages long and is available as an ebook and a paperback for $20 US. All of the books I've described today, you can find more information about them at nupress.northwestern.edu. On to submission news now. And before I talk about any specific submissions, I want to talk about keeping your data secure when submitting. Now, I look at a lot of potential poetry submissions for the Poetry Times, but one thing I always look for is whether the submission page has a security certificate, which is also known as an SSL. And you can tell that very easily. If the page has a padlock in the top left corner of the browser, where the web address is, then it has a security certificate. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. Now, you might be asking, why is this important? Well, that's because an SSL essentially scrambles your personal data when you send it. And if there isn't one, then it's just sent through as plain text. So your phone number as your phone number, your address as your address. And the last thing you want is anyone intercepting that data, which if you're in the know, isn't that hard. The last thing you want is somebody intercepting that data because you wanted to submit to that particular journal or whatever. So we will only ever recommend poetry submissions that have security certificates. And we would also strongly advise anybody to check for the padlock before submitting to anywhere. And with that in mind, we have 3 submission opportunities that all definitely have that padlock. And firstly, the Rattle Poetry Prize are taking submissions for their 2021 competition until the 15th of July. Rattle are a California-based non-profit organisation whose mission is to promote the practice of poetry, which sounds pretty good to me. And they also get around 20,000 page views per day. Entries to this competition are open to everybody and can be any length and any subject. You can submit up to 4 poems, and entries cost $25 per submission, whether that's for 1 poem or for 4 poems. The winner will receive 15,000, yes, 15,000 President US dollars. And there are also other prizes for 10 finalists. All entrants will also get a year's subscription to Rattle's magazine. For full details in the entry form, go to rattle.com/prize. Jumping across to the UK now, and the 18th Stephen Spender Prize for Poetry and Translation is open for submissions until the 16th of July. This competition is open to all citizens or residents of the UK and Ireland, and for any poems that you have personally translated from another language into English. There are 5 categories available: age 14 and under, age 16 and under, age 18 and under, first-time entrants, and the Urdu language spotlight. Depending on the category, entries range from £3 to £9 per poem, and cash prizes range from £75 to £1,000. For all the T's and C's, as well as the entry form, go to stephen-spender.org. And finally, the final thing that caught my eye this week. What's that, Giraffester? No, not an umbrella being carried by a short person. Seriously, can't take him anywhere. Sorry about that. The final thing that caught my eye this week is the UK-based Mslexia are taking submissions on the theme of flowers until 12th of July for publication in their Poems for the Planet series. Submissions are open to all female identifying writers who are also subscribers to the Mslexia quarterly magazine, which is available in 38 independent bookshops and stockists around the UK. Submitted poems can be up to 40 lines long. There is no payment, however, submissions are free. For full details and the entry form, go to mslexia.co.uk. That's mslexia.co.uk. That is everything from me for this week. I hope that some of those submissions and some of those books are of interest to you. However, if you would like to tell us about something you would like featured on the show, then we'd love to hear from you. So just let us know by commenting below. And the links to everything covered today are also in the description below. Finally, if you enjoy our content, please do consider all that liking, sharing, subscribing, bell icon, and all that good stuff that YouTubers like to talk about. We have 6 shows per week here at the Poetry Global Network, and I am here every Monday, every Wednesday even, at 7 PM London time. I've been Martin Gray. Thank you for watching. Keep on poeting, and we'll see you next time.